everyone, welcome to Everything Stitching. In this video I am going to teach you guys how to make yet again another granny square. This one is the mitered granny square. I love making this one. It makes really pretty blankets. So just make a ton of these granny squares and then sew them together for the most gorgeous blanket ever. You're going to want 4 colors for this one. Okay, so you're going to have 3 colors that are going to make up like the center of your granny square, and then your 4th color is going to be the outline of your granny square. So for me, I'm doing these colors for the middle, and then the dark gray is going to be the outline of it. So to get started, you can make a magic ring, magic loop, magic circle, whatever term you like to call it, okay? So make that, okay? Then you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. That chain 3 is going to count as your first double crochet of the round. Then you're going to go ahead and do 2 double crochets. Oh my goodness gracious, that didn't work. Excuse me. 2 double crochets. Forgot to yarn over. Okay, so there's 1 and then the second one, so you yarn over, put your hook into your magic ring, pull up, you're going to have 3. You're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through the last 2. So that's your 2 double crochets and then your chain 3, which counts as the first double crochet. Now what you're going to do is chain 2 to make your first corner. Then you're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And then after this 3rd one, we're going to chain 2 for our other corner, and then 3 more double crochets, and then chain 2 for your other corner, right? So then once you make all your corners, then you're going to slip stitch into the first chain 3 that you made that counts as your first double crochet. So we've got 2, 3. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this first round doing that, and then I'm going to meet you back here and show you how to do the second round. Okay, so we finished that round. Here we go. That was the first 2 rounds. So now for round number 3, we're going to go ahead and switch to color B. For me, color B is this purple. And what you want to do whenever you switch colors on this pattern, you want to make sure that you're going to work in a corner, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get started in this corner, and we're going to go ahead and just slip stitch to get this corner started. Okay, I've got a lot of tangles happening here. Okay, so I'm going to slip stitch. Okay, and we will weave that in later. Okay, so you're going to chain 3, right? And then 1 double crochet, because that chain 3 counted as the first double crochet. Okay, so there's the second double crochet, and then we're going to go ahead and double crochet into every stitch until we get to the next corner again. So be mindful that you catch that first stitch. Sometimes people miss it. You might have to move over that yarn like I did to find that first one. Because if you miss it, you're not going to have the right size at the end, right? So catch every stitch and just work your way through double crocheting into every stitch that you have. This is the one. Oh, I see. Wait a minute. This is little tricky spot because this is where I had ended my last one, so there was a slip knot right there, so it's a little tricky to get in there because there's a knot right there, so I just made it a little tight, but that's okay. Keep going, keep working our way through. We're doing 1 double crochet into every stitch until we get to the corner, and then we know what we do on the corner, right? We do 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, because we're making this type of granny square, we're not going to keep this whole pattern going around the entire thing. We're actually going to stop here and we're going to work back and forth just on these 2 sides. So don't go all the way around. So what I'm going to do is work the same pattern we've been doing until we get to this corner. Then once we get to this corner, we're going to actually turn our work and go back again. So go ahead and pause this video until you get to your corner, and then when you get to your corner, I'm going to show you guys how to work back the other way, because once again, remember, this is the mitered one, so we're not going all the way around until we get to the border. Okay, meet you guys back at the corner. Okay, so here we are at the end. So now we're going to go ahead and do 2 double crochets into this corner, but we're not going to complete the corner, okay? We're basically like doing half of the corner. Okay, then we're going to turn our work, okay, and we're going to chain 3, and that's going to count as our first double crochet of the stitch. And then we're going to double crochet into each stitch all the way back to the other side, right? And then I'll meet you back here. Okay, so I finished those 2 colors, and now I'm going to start my 3rd color. So to start my 3rd color, I'm going to get into, or turn to my work, and I'm going to start in this corner. Okay, and then I'm going to chain 3 as our first double crochet, and then like we've been doing this entire time, I'm going to do 1 double crochet into each stitch, and then our corners are going to be 2 double crochets, and then chain 2, 2 double crochets, right? But that is only for these 2 sides, okay? And then these 2 sides you're going to leave open for when we put our border around it. So we're going to do the exact same thing we've been doing, 2 rounds of this 3rd color, just like we did on the other 2 colors. And then once I finish this 3rd color, I will show you guys how to put the finishing border around your granny square, and then your granny square will be done. And then you just make a whole ton of these, and then stitch them together to make your blanket or your scarf or whatever it is that you're making. Okay, so continue to crochet along with me until we get to the border, and at that point I'll show you guys how to do your border around, which is pretty simple. It's basically the same thing we've been doing, but we're going around the whole entire thing instead of just these 2 sides. Okay, I'll meet you guys back here shortly. Okay, so we've finished our rounds, and now we're going to go ahead and just square this off, right? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start in this corner here, and we're going to start with our last color. So we're going to start our slip knot, put our hook into our first stitch, and then get your slip knot on. Okay, and we're going to chain 3. Okay, and then we're going to do a double crochet into each stitch like we've been doing. Okay. Gotta make sure that we don't miss any stitches. these corners can get funky, so don't miss anything. Okay, so we're getting it going. Okay, we get one in here too. This was a spot with knots, so it's a little tricky. So we're just going to keep going and working through getting our border all set and ready. For this post, we're actually going to do 2 double crochets into this one because this is a post and not a stitch right here. So we're going to do 2 right there. Same here. Whoop. Okay. A stitch here. Looking good. Looking good. This is a really fun one. I mean, I think I say that about all of them, but for some reason I think that unique granny squares are really fun to make, just because, well, it's like you can sit down and make a granny square in like 20 minutes or something, right? Depending on the type of granny square that you're making and the size and all that, right? But it's like, even if you're making a really big project like a blanket or something, there's satisfaction when you complete each granny square, right? So it's not like you're working on this giant project where there's no like completion until like it's really completed. But like with granny squares, it's like, oh hey, I completed that granny square and that one, right? So it's not as disheartening as a big project with like feeling like no end in sight. So maybe that's why I like granny squares so much. Plus it's like there's so many different ones out there. Oh, by the way, I'm at this corner right here, so I did 2 double crochets, chain 2, and then 2 double crochets. So that's what I did there, like we've been doing on all the corners. Okay, just gonna make sure I don't miss any stitches. This will be a really good one to block, just because you change so many colors. And you're having to like double crochet into posts and things like that. This is definitely a good one to block out later. Okay, so just keep on going. Doing good. And then we're almost at the end, and then what we're going to do when we get to the end is turn our work around and go back, working on our work. Just keep on going. Let's see, we did that one. Yeah, it's looking really nice. Looking really good. I'm happy with it so far. I hope you guys are too. Okay, so here's that post one I was talking about. So we got to do that double crochet, or 2 double crochets into it. Okay. And just keep working. We're almost at the end, and then we're going to turn our work and head back over again. So we have 2 rows of this dark gray. Okay. And we're definitely going to need to block this one. Definitely. Okay, so then we're going to chain 2, turn your work, and then go ahead and do a double crochet into that first stitch, and then just work your way all the way back to this corner, doing double crochets into each stitch. And then of course when you get to that one corner, you're going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. Meantime, literally 1 double crochet into every stitch. Okay, you guys, here we are. We finished our granny square. This is what this one looks like. Like I said, it's a lot of fun. And you can have fun with all the different colors and stuff you can make. And like I said, it makes a super cute blanket. And then when you're putting them together, you can do it where they're facing the same way or different ways. It's kind of like the possibilities are pretty much endless on this one. It's a lot of fun. So I had a blast. Let me know if you guys want me to continue making different kinds of granny squares. I like making the unique ones. Makes it fun and interesting and not boring at all. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.